welcome this evening. Here we are at Ashland Cable with our producer, Allison Rose. I'm here with my daughter, Lauren Grassberger.
Hi.
And I'm Rhonda. And tonight we've got a wonderful dual meet ahead, our final dual meet of the season. So far, Ashland High School Swim and Dive is undefeated with a 6-0 record. This will be 11 swim events tonight. Diving competition will be starting the evening. The diving competition will be one event, and then there'll be 11 swim events to follow. There's 6 lanes here at our Keefe Tech Pool. The closest in view is lane 1. It's a co-ed season. Boys and girls compete against each other into leagues, sectionals, and states where girls and boys are separate competitions. Scoring for the swim relay events will be 8 for first, 4 for second, and 2 points for third. Individual events, including diving, are 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1 for first through 5th place. It takes 94 points to win the dual meet. Last year was our 11th year of the program, and we lucked out and won every dual meet. Let's see if we get lucky this evening. And we have biggest team ever, 39 swimmers and divers, 13 seniors. So
yes,
Lauren,
it's a big group to let go of.
Lauren, I'm going to have you introduce the Ashland High School divers for tonight, so we can get a good feel for their ages and backgrounds.
Yeah, sure. So starting off, we have Emma Landry, who is a junior. It's her 3rd year swimming, diving for the team. Her high score is 167.05. And today she will be doing a back dive, a forward 1.5 somersault, an inward dive, inward somersault, a reverse inward somersault, half twist, and a reverse 1.5 somersault. And then after that, we have Josh Landry, her brother. He is a freshman, so following his sister, it is his 1st year. He today will be doing a back inward somersault, a forward 1.5 somersault, a reverse 1 somersault, an inward dive, an inward 1 somersault, and a back dive half twist.
And I'm sorry, Lauren, Josh is a sophomore.
He's a sophomore.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
And then we have Peter Lukashev. And is he a freshman?
Oh, our Peter is a junior.
He's a junior. All right, so am I one year behind? So that means Emma is a senior.
Yes, Emma's
Okay.
one of our 13
I
seniors we'll
see.
be honoring tonight for our senior night.
Okay, and so back to the dives. Peter will be doing a back 1 somersault, a forward 1.5 somersault, an inward 1.5 somersault, a reverse 1 somersault, a forward 1 somersault, 1 twist, and a back 1.5 somersault, half twist.
So Lauren, now you've given us some of the information on what our 3 divers are going to be doing, but would you give a little bit of the background on diving basics for our audience here? We know that tonight they'll be performing 6 dives, but can you give a little bit of the gist of their performances requirements?
Yeah, of course. So the scores that the judges provide range from 1 to 10. And so when the diver does their dive, the degree of difficulty plus the dive they are doing. So say that they're doing a back 1 somersault. So this has a certain level of difficulty. So 202A is that certain dive. And
Lauren, let's take a break for a second and get the cheer.
That was Holliston.
It was
so
quick.
That means Ashland will be cheering next soon. See them collecting.
Let's see if they can get their cheer. And fun fact, the official that just spoke is Brian King. Brian King is the former Hopkinton High School varsity coach. Mm-hmm. He's one of the officials. There's to be 3 judges on the diving tonight. Mm-hmm. So Lauren, on these divers, let's try and keep some scores, what we can hear. Maybe it'd be easier if you relay to me the 3 diving scores, and then when Holliston's divers are up, we can go over some more of the diving basics.
Sure.
Looks like their divers might be going first. Well, as you were saying, the scores range from 1 to 10.
So they are saying that Peter is the first one to be diving. They just listed the dive. It was a back one somersault, degree of difficulty 1.7. And so depending on what the judges give him, it will then multiply by the degree of difficulty.
Nice.
So what the judges use. So that was a score of 6, 6.5, and 6. So that is a Holliston diver. Okay. So back to what they use to kind of judge the dives. They use the starting position, the approach, the takeoff, and the flight. And then the entry into the water is kind of the most important part of it. So they try to make the entry as clean as possible. The less splash is the best, but is not the only element.
So here's Emma coming up for her first dive.
And the scores were 5.5, 6.5, and 6.
So now we have a Holliston diver, and then we'll
Have Josh.
Josh.
Scores were 4, 4, and 4.5.
So here's our Josh Landry.
And the scores were 5, 5, and 4.5.
Okay, back to
Peter Lukashev.
yep. Here he is, second dive, forward 1.5 somersault.
The scores were 6, 6, and 6.5.
So as the Holliston diver is about to dive, we can talk a little bit about the range of degree of difficulty. It can be scored on a level of what's the range of the scores. Degree of difficulty, I think I've been advised, is usually for high school diving between 1.6 and like 2.3, and that is multiplied by the judges' scores, and that's how they determine the degree of difficulty by the judges' scores. Here goes Emma, dive number 2. She's one of our 13 seniors tonight.
Both a diver and a very great breaststroker. Is that right?
Yes. Oh, that was beautiful.
The scores were 5, 5, and 5.5.
And that was 1.7 degree of difficulty, one of our harder dives. So here we have Josh. Great.
The scores were 5, 5, and 5.5.
So So here goes Peter with
Yep,
his
that
third
was
dive.
Peter Lukashev, an inward 1.5 somersault, degree of difficulty 2.2. And the scores were 5.5, 5.5, 6. The scores for that were 3, 3, and 4.
So here we go with Emma. She's coming up on her third dive.
And that is an inward dive, degree of difficulty 1.5, 401B. Scores are 5.5 across the board.
Yeah, you know, consistent judging is considered a good thing.
Yeah, truly.
Now on this Landry gentleman, I have to say he's grown about 6 inches this season.
Oh, goodness. Wow.
I wouldn't even recognize him. Imagine how much more difficult that makes doing these technical diving
Yeah,
maneuvers.
true, true. The coordination that's involved with it.
Looks really good.
4, 5.5, 6, 5.5.
The scores were 5.5, 6, and 5.5.
Right away, we have Peter. Fourth dive.
402C, reverse 1 somersault, tuck 1.6 degree of difficulty. And the scores were 6, 6.5, 6.5.
Our varsity head coach, Erin Keaveney, is new this year. She is the daughter of Heather Keaveney, who's been our coach for many, many years. And they're having a terrific season. And congratulations to Erin. I hope she stays with it.
Yeah. So we're back to Emma. She is 402C, inward 1 somersault, twist, tuck 1.6 degree of difficulty. And the scores are 5.5, 5, 5.5.
Excellent. Now, again, Lauren, you mentioned some of the diving basics, but the judges are evaluating those 5 elements of the dive: the starting position, the approach, takeoff, the flight, and the entry into the water. Clean, splashless entry. But that's only one of the elements the judges review.
Mm-hmm. Maybe go over the different positions that are
Positions,
possible
we've got
for swimming. I mean, for diving.
Any of these 4 letters that you'll hear associated with the dive is a straight position is an A, pike is a B, tuck is a C, and free dive is a D.
So right now we have Josh doing an inward dive tuck, degree of difficulty 1.4. The scores were 6.5, 6.5, 5.5.
Great. Good job.
And next we have Peter, a forward 1 somersault, 1 twist, 1.9 degree of difficulty.
So a harder degree of difficulty, and this is his 5th dive. 5th dive of the evening. Good job.
4, 5.5, 5, 5.
So they're required to do each of these different types of dives. They can't do the same dive. They have to do a range that fulfills the category of a varsity diving athlete.
And I don't know if we explained the math before, but we take the scores of the 3 judges and we average them, and then we multiply that by the degree of difficulty.
4, 5, 5, 5.5.
Back to Emma, getting her 5th dive in.
5, 3, 2, 1, T, reverse, 1 somersault, half twist, free, 1.8.
And this is a 5-3-2-1-D, reverse 1 somersault, half twist, free, degree of difficulty 1.8. The
Very
scores were 5.5, 5, 5.5.
That was her hardest degree of difficulty so far tonight. Her last dive will be the most difficult, 2.1.
Next up, we have Josh Landry. His 5th dive, it's a 402C, inwards, 1 somersault, tuck, degree of difficulty 1.6. The scores were 3.5, 4, 4.
So a little grimace on his face. I'm not sure.
Yeah, not quite the landing he wanted. It happens. And Peter's final dive is a 4-2-3-1-D, back 1.5 somersault, half twist. Degree of difficulty 2.1. Scores were 4.5, 5.5, 5.5.
Close to the board.
Yeah, you can hear the grimace in the crowd every time that happens. So this is Emma's final dive, 303C, reverse 1.5 somersault, tuck 2.1 degree of difficulty.
It looked like she didn't have time to pull out of that final somersault.
Yes. And
3.5,
3.5, 2.5, 3 was the final score.
And that was a very difficult dive, 2.1 degree of difficulty.
Yeah. I think the judges definitely took a second to debate if she did complete that dive, which it's good to see that they did score her for it.
Four, 4.5. Josh, 5211A, back dive, half twist, straight.
And finally, we have Josh, 5211A, back dive, half twist, degree of difficulty 1.8.
Four, 5.5, 5.5, 5.
The scores are 5.5, 5.5, 5. And that concludes the diving.
Okay, so also I want to mention that of the qualifying scores to make sectionals and states, they have to qualify on 2 different evenings. They need a cumulative total. The boys' total scores are a higher score than the girls. The girls are judged separately, but they have to do it twice in a combination of all of these various dives in order to qualify. If they're short one dive, one qualification, they can't go to sectionals, and then they can't qualify for states. So we wish them the best of luck. What we're getting ready for now is the next part of this evening's session, and I'm going to ask Lauren if she wants to represent the Holliston team. We have some fantastic information from the Holliston new varsity head coach, Katie Emberly,
Yes.
whose younger brother, who's been with us, Jack Emberly, has been with us for years. They're part of the Ashland community, and Katie went on as the varsity head coach this year and has taken over the Holliston Medway team. So what we can do this evening is we are the home team, Ashland High School, 6-0 record. At our Keefe Tech pool, we'll be celebrating our 13 seniors graduating, but we also have information on the Holliston and Medway seniors. So we'll let Lauren do shout-outs during this evening's events. The 11 events, as I mentioned earlier, score of 94 wins the dual meet. And each event, we're going to go along and score. Lauren is so magnificent at math. I'm going to have her do that. And as I mentioned, relays are scored and individual events are scored differently.
So I have the list of names of the seniors for the Holliston team right now, and it is not just the Ashland High School senior night, it is also the Holliston night, so I figured it'd be nice to represent some of them. So we have Grace Young, we have Fadi Jurgis, we have Owen Reed, we have Ian Haywood, we have Megan Gentile, and it appears that is it. There's 6 seniors that they have.
And
So congratulations to those Holliston seniors.
Yep, and our group.
Yeah, time to segue into the Ashland seniors.
Oh, looks like we get our cheer in there. Our group's going to be during a 10-minute break after our first events. 4 individual events are going to take place, and then we're going to have the break for senior night, where we'll acknowledge the definitions and descriptions that are so wonderful. We have a program here, and I know Ashland Cable Allison will be putting the photos and information on cable television as well. But for now, let's lead into what is this first event here. The home team, us, is going to be in lane 1, 3, and 5. Lane 1 is the closest lane to your camera. Farthest lane is lane 6. Holliston's team is going to be in lane 2, 4, and 6. The first heat is the varsity heat that scores points. Scoring for the points, as I mentioned earlier, is 8, 4, and 2 for relays, and it's 6, 4, 3, 2, 1 for individual events. And again, it's hard for Lauren and I to do that so quickly and name names and take times and things. So we're going to do our best, but we know Allison backs us up with a stopwatch on the camera. But right now, let's get to the meat of this. We've got a lot of seniors in our first heat, which is our varsity point counting heat. Oh, good, they're adjusting the lane line there now that the diving's over, and that'll give us a minute or two. So in lane 1, we have our Rachel Bear, we have Emma Landry, Bridget McSweeney, and Julia Gillis. So here...
I want to say Rachel Beer in backstroke.
Oh, right.
She's starting off.
Right, backstroke. 200 medley relay is 2 links of backstroke, 2 links of breaststroke, 2 links of butterfly, and 2 links of freestyle.
And it appears that entire relay is of seniors.
Yeah, and those are the exciting ones because they all know each other so well, especially if they've stayed in the Ashland school system. Very tight community here under Principal Kelly St. Cure, who said she was going to be here tonight, and I bet she is, as well as our athletic director. Great shout outs to them because it's a wonderful hometown feeling here.
All right, so that is lane 1, and then we want to say that lane 3 is Abby Pexy, Philip Nikolov, Alex Pexy, and Peter Lukashev. 2 of those are seniors. That is Philip Nikolov and Alex Pexy. And then finally, in lane 5, we have Ellie McSweeney. Breaststroke is Algis Petlin. Fly is Trey Adrian, and then Kaisar Joshi.
And we will have a chance to mention some Holliston names, I think. In this event. There's Abby and her beautiful backstroke. She's also an accomplished 500 freestyler, broke the school record this year, Lauren. I know you heard about it. and look at her taking this out beautifully in the first 50 of the 200 medley relay. The second athlete, Philip, a senior, is coming off the block.
Yes, and look at that beautiful lead that we have in that lane 3 with Abby starting off. Very strong backstroke.
Touching in our lane 1 and 5 look terrific too with Rachel and Ellie. Philip, we always talk about his underwater. Look at his turn, look at his glide, look at his pullout. And like you suggested when we watched participate in Ashland Cable, the kick, he does his dolphin, then his pullout, which is another underwater technique that he's mastered. Look at our lanes, lane 1, 3, and 5 really standing out. Here we go, Bridget on the block, Alex on the block, and Trey. Alex in the water doing the fly. Didn't have time to get splits, but I do believe that the speed in these relays, I have a feeling they've already had a chance to qualify for sectionals and states. Although, excuse me, as still swimming as co-ed relays, they actually can't swim. Their times won't count toward sectional or state qualification. It has to be all boys or all girls. But certainly the victorious points will count, and it does look like lane 3 is going to come in earning us 8 points. The relays, for winning a relay, is more points than getting any other place because it goes 8, 4, and 2.
Yep, and then finishing off 155. We got a first place, and looks like we'll be getting a second place as well. Yep, so that's 8 points and 4 points for us.
Nice
so
job,
12
Kazar
starting off
Joshi there, freshman. And our Julia Gillis, the senior, finishing right there with her outstanding strong kick, brings us, that's 4th place. So nice job on the scoring, Lauren. You can go ahead and finish the math and where Ashland is versus Holliston Medway. We do have a Heat 2 coming up, and I want to go ahead and do a shout out for them. We're actually in 4 lanes for Heat 2. It's a non-scoring, but it's still performance-based. Splits
And it sounds like we're back after some technical difficulties. So,
All right, Lauren, we're in the midst of Heat 2 of the 200 medley relay. There are Ashland High School athletes in lane 1, 3, 5, and lane 6. Lane 1 being the closest to us, and us seeing a bunch of butterflyers here in the water, I'm going to say that our third swimmer would be Matt and Lauren.
Ducharme.
And we have Elise Reep, and we have Josh Zayak, and we have Drew Chu. And our last length is going to be 2 lengths of freestyle. We'll have Alina, we'll have Matt, we'll have Josh Landry, who just did a diving events in lane 5, and we'll have in lane 6, Mahalis, freshman.
Yeah, and I'm going to go ahead and say the names that we didn't say before. For the backstroke, we had Sam Beer in lane 1, Hannah Alves in lane 3, and then Brooke Boulanger in lane 5. And then for breaststroke, we had Suraj Padmanban in lane 1, Ryan Kramer in lane 3, and Cece Govan in lane 5. All right.
Beautiful
just
finishes
finished
there in lane 1, 3, 5, and lane 6, just right there nesting behind. Very good showing for the depth of Ashland's team.
Yes, 100%.
I think that they're going to have a wonderful time at leagues. Our programs here provided by Indu. Thank you again to a wonderful swim parent. She makes this magnificent program that we're using us as a guide for when the TVL conference meet. The diving part at the Dedham Pool is going to be Friday, January 31st at 3:30 p.m. The conference meet for swimming events is at Keefe Tech on Sunday, February 2nd. And then sectionals will be the following weekend, and states will be the weekend after that for those who qualify. Okay, we've got an individual event coming up now. We've got the 200 freestyle. We'll have swimmers in lane 1, 3, and 5. Got Kira Joshi. We have Alex Gu in lane 3, and we have Jack Emberley, a senior, who we're celebrating this evening in lane 5. And Lauren, I see I'm not set on stop. There I am. So Alex Gu, Roger Gu's younger brother, and we talked in the last WACA broadcast about how his brother is a sprint freestyler. Looks like his younger brothers can do middle distance tonight. And Kira is as a female athlete, she's going to try and compete for qualification times for sectionals. We do have the information here, and we do hope that if she hasn't already, the 200 free, it would be a 152 for the men, 200 free, it's going to be a 209. For the men, it's a 158. And she looks fantastic. I like her freestyle.
Yes, 100%.
And I see Jack has got competition from our Ashland as well as
some outside
Holliston
lane
athlete.
is definitely swimming. Yeah, showing some good competition against
Alex. Yeah, looks like
it's going to be a fight to the end.
Come on, Alex. Usually the third 50 of this 8-length race is the most exhausting.
Oh, yeah. You're really dragging yourself at that point. Just using your legs as much as you possibly can.
Oh, look at him, though. He pulled ahead into the wall, and he didn't breathe off the wall. The Holliston Medway athlete took a breath right off, and it seemed to lose him a part of a stroke length distance. Let's see. Oh, Alex is just picking up more and more and more. Fantastic.
Yeah, but you can tell he has that saved up energy a little bit more than the Holliston kid.
So 158 would be a cut. He's right now 151, 152, 153.
Yep,
I'm
so
sure
first
he
place.
has already made it. States is 156. I think he made both. And here we have Jack, our senior, coming along in third place. Nice finish. Good job, Jack.
That was around a 2:05 for Jack.
And our Ashland young female here in lane 1, she's picking it up near the end. 2:18, 2:19.
Coming in fourth.
And just touched out for 5th. Nice job there. Woo. Alex looked particularly powerful in that race. It looked like a very good performance for him. I think he'll feel good about that. Moving on, we've got another individual event coming up, and this is a hard one. This is the 200 individual medley. 200 individual medley is swum in a different order than the relay, the medley relay. It's because we can start off the block for the medley relay. So for the medley relay, you've got 2 links of, the medley event, the individual medley, 2 links of butterfly, 2 links of backstroke, 2 links of breaststroke, 2 links of freestyle. So it's usually the athletes that have gotten down all 4 strokes.
Yes.
And are usually a little more seasoned because there's so many things you can be disqualified for. And then your score doesn't count. The points wouldn't count toward varsity points. So in lane 1, we have Trey Aiden. Lane 3, we have Jake Pearson, our qualifier for states and sectionals in the 100 fly this year. Congratulations, shout out to him. He's a senior also. And then in lane 5, we have Abby Pexey, whose sister holds the school record in the 200 IM.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's
yeah, see.
We've got it here. We'll see if she comes close to that tonight. So, and the schools have individual records, but we also, at this time of the season, sectional qualifications are so important because really a lot of these year-round athletes like the Pexey family, they swim and they train and they're really not rested until the season's over and they have a tech suit on and they taper for the bigger meets. So early performance in the season where records are broken, as she did in the 500 free, are just outstanding. But we do expect them to do better and better as the season goes on with tapering and rest. And
yes, so I do have the record for the 200 IM. It is a 223.03. And you can see there's a strong fight going on for first place right now. You can hear also the energy in the air of everyone cheering as hard as they can because they know that Ashland has really got to work as hard as they can to get this Holliston kid.
Let's see who's the better breaststroker. Sometimes that decides it all. Sectionals for girls is 228. Sectionals for boys is 214. Let's hope we can see some of those results tonight. So we're watching Jake Pearson and Abby and Trey. Trey in lane 1. And it does look like that Holliston Medway athlete has a good, strong breaststroke. So maybe we'll catch up in the free. Let's go, Trey. Let's go, Jake. Let's go, Jake. Come on, Jake.
And you can also notice Abby looking very strong at the end.
Although breaststroke she doesn't like, as her siblings don't either. Her strength is definitely in distance free, and I bet she's going to have comeback energy because of her endurance. Look, I think she looks great there.
I would say a very clean third place for her.
So this Holliston athlete, he's definitely qualifying for sectionals 214. He just did a 213 high maybe. And we came in very close with a 218. And Abby kicking hard, coming in beautifully. It looks like she'll just be maybe a second or 2 off sectionals, which she can easily make at TVL champs if she chooses to swim.
That's 4th place for Ashland.
Great. Second, third, and 4th. And second, third, fourth is a higher score than first and fifth. Okay. So our next event coming up, we have 3 heats. The first heat will count toward points, but those second and third heats will have official times that will go toward relay placement for TVL champs, as well as hopefully more qualifiers for sectionals and states. Who we'll have in the first heat? In lane 1, we've got Cece Govan. Lane 3, we've got Peter Lukrashev, who was just diving for us. And lane 5, we have Zar Joshi. And I must mention that Peter Lukrashev's older brother graduated last year and is at UMass Amherst. He was a great diver as well. And they're also a sprint freestyler, so it's nice to see his brother doing the same. This is a hard race to time. It's the fastest, shortest race. It's only 2 lengths of the pool. I like Cece's dive and Peter's dive. Look at Peter's dive.
Yeah, he gets out so far.
Great start there. And I'm wondering if they're shooting for sectionals. This is really the end, coming to the very end of the season with only TVLs left.
Yeah, and if I'm not wrong, Peter's one of the few who's able to qualify for sectionals in states and in diving and swimming events, which is very impressive.
24.
Yes.
Girls are right in there, 25. Well, 28, 29. Okay. Good job, Ashland. Hard to tell the scores there. The placement.
I think it came out first and third for Ashland, and then second place for Holliston.
Okay, heat 2, 50 freestyle. We have Drew Chuk in lane 1. We have Mihalis, and we have Daniel. We have Mihalis in lane 3, and we have Daniel in lane 5. Daniel Zayak. And again, they want those relay spots. Even our top varsity relay and our second varsity relay and our third varsity relay, they all have opportunities to place at Tri-Valley Leagues because there's more relays allowed to be earning points, and it's such a fun time. Good quick dives. It's an all-out sprint. Lauren, did you like this event?
Yeah, I liked it. I could get out of the pool after, but it can be very difficult in the sense where if you make a little mistake, if you miss the wall, or if the dive isn't perfect, it can really ruin you for the rest of the race.
These 3 men, close. They were all 28s.
Yeah, right around there.
I think so. Nice job for that. A lot of depth there for our boys relays. And look, here we've got Allison Schwartz. We've got in lane 1, Jonathan Lee in lane 3, and Carly Watt in lane 5. Allison's new to the team this year, although she's got a swimming background, and looking forward to seeing how she does. Let's go. Let's go, Allison.
And this is the third heat of the 50 freestyle, and after this we will get our senior break.
And lane 3 is one of those seniors, Jonathan. Good job, good job. Look at that. Oh. I think Jonathan's going to take the heat. Good flip turn. Not a real long glide off the wall, but he came up working Moving really well. Look at him pick up to the end. Oh, wonderful. 26. He's going to break 30, I think. Just under 30. I think he came in with a 29. And there we've got Allison coming in right 34, 33. Good job, Carly. Nice swimming. Okay, our senior break, and we're going to let Allison go ahead and take the narration from the coach on deck as they go through the arch, or we'll be the backup from here.
Yeah, we've got the list of all the seniors and kind of a sum up of them.
Okay. So traditionally, this is the time of the evening where juniors, sophomores, and confused freshmen align themselves in some kind of an archway so that the 13 seniors can go under one by one, and hugs and kisses and embraced by their coach, Ann Meisner, and their assistant coach, who we had given a shout out to this season, Amanda Graff. And then, of course, Erin Keaveney will be down there, too. Erin's senior is Emma Landry. And then, of course, Lauren, do you want to give more detail about the 10 who we hope to see? And maybe we can more than once hear their names mentioned.
Well, I was thinking that once they go through the arch, I can give, I can tell everyone about who they are and the information I have on them.
You see our wall? Look at how many senior posters there are, and they look really great. For big teams like we've become 39 registered athletes for swimming and diving, they get in groups and, have gatherings and socials where they design posters and get a lot of fun photos and personality pieces to put on those senior posters, so it's a keepsake, and hopefully they'll remember tonight as feeling very special.
Yeah, I still have one of my posters. I know it's something that you want to hold on to, and it really is sweet having that collection and notes and pictures throughout the years. And they also get together and make little presents for the seniors.
It almost looks like some of the athletes are getting in for a warm-up.
Yes, or warm down.
So an interim period, and I know we're still live with Ashland Cable. So even though there might be quiet moments, it's because Lauren and I are organizing our thoughts. So if it is a warm-up period, this is for people who haven't swum any events yet and are in relays later in the meet. And it, as I say, it gives seniors more time to get organized with their parents. Hopefully there'll be a photo opportunity and things. And then tonight, after the meet's over, in the hallway here at Keefe Tech Vocational School, which is our home pool, and this is a home meet, they'll have a celebration with a special cake and foods and things that people have brought. And I see our athletic director, Stephen Marks, down there. How nice of him to be here and support the team. Erin Keaveney, having been an alumni of the Ashland High School swim and dive team and a former captain. And where did she swim in college?
Villanova.
Villanova as a diver for Villanova. And then Lauren, of course, you were a captain and a participant in Ashland High School swim team for 5 years because it was a new team. You were there as well as Erin as an 8th grader. And then you swam at Clarkson University?
Yep, Clarkson University for 4 years as well.
Captain your final year?
Yes.
Exhausting, but worth it?
100%, yeah. We're not changing a thing about it.
Am I right to say that I think it was just a couple weeks ago you went up north to Clarkson to see your swim alumni friends?
Yeah, no, it's wonderful seeing everybody, and that goes the same for the high school swim team. I love coming back, especially during Thanksgiving and Christmas season, and seeing the alumni from Ashland High School. And it's great to see the parents as well. It creates quite the community because a lot of parents have siblings throughout the years, just like we had, who go through the seasons and the years.
Well, this year we have 7 sets of siblings.
Oh, wow.
And that's fun to say. And I would say going back as far as I can remember, maybe 10 years ago, that there have been a lot of siblings. And it's really neat when it's a co-ed opportunity for families to have a son and a daughter at the same
True,
program,
true.
same place. Because I remember the days we were scattered apart with Erica's basketball, Erica's soccer, and the swimmers can come together for co-ed opportunities until we get to states and sectionals. And as you remember, states and sectionals, it alternates. The boys are either the morning session or the evening session for states, and then they're the opposite possibly for, I'm sorry, sectionals comes first, then they can be the opposite rotation for states.
For some reason, I thought one was like on a Friday and one was on a Saturday. No?
Oh, it used to be a whole day of girls.
Yeah, that's what I thought. They changed that?
You know what? You're right. Because the captains then are able to attend the boys. Okay.
Yes, because I remember one year there was a huge snowstorm and the girls got canceled, but the guys still had their meet, and then they just skipped over the sectionals and just had states. But people weren't able to qualify for states since the girls sectionals was canceled. So
That was a hard year. Over the years, the swimming competitions for the end of the season, both sectionals, which are often at MIT, and states, which are often at Boston University, you have to buy tickets in advance, and tickets run out. And you actually have to go online a certain time as a parent and reserve your ticket. And
yep, there's a limited number that you can reserve as well.
Yes,
Is it 4 or 2?
I think it's 2.
Yeah.
And maybe even less, depending on whether you're a relay swimmer, then you might only get 1 ticket. But over the years, they've done different ways you can see it online. A parent can participate as a timer and be there, which I did a few times, just to have that extra ticket spot.
Yeah, you're free. Pass.
But those are exciting meets, and it's fun to hear the results, even though the whole team can't be there. And that's the disappointing thing, is really what I'm getting at. Because unlike a track meet or a basketball game or indoor hockey, there isn't room for the whole team to be there and cheer on each other till the very end of the season.
Yeah.
So when we say goodbye and good luck to our swimmers that go on to sectionals and states, they really are on their own. They train on their own for those last few weeks, and they're under a lot of pressure to represent the school. And we've got a great history of terrific representation, and we hope that this group is able to do the same. And they're showing that they're going to stand out as stars as we head toward the end of the season. I'm seeing that kind of energy that looks like seniors are getting together. So, Lauren, how many seniors do you think are on the Holliston Medway team?
6.
Okay.
Pretty sure it's 6. And I'm not sure if we'll be doing the Holliston and the Ashland one after the other during the same break.
Or who goes first? I think
Yes.
Holliston Medway, I think the visiting team gets to go first, if I recall. What do you think the score is so far for our dual meet?
So I do not have the score from the diving, but Ashland is at 40 and Holliston is at 21 for just the swimming portion.
Okay, so things are going along swimmingly, divingly well. So Michelle was here just last year, going under the arch. Very emotional for me.
Yeah, the last Grassburger in the family to be in the pool.
Or in any sport at that time. Although she did begin club swimming tonight, I heard, with alumni Paula Pepper and and I'll remember the other alum, but there's a good group at UMass doing club swim. I hope that's a fun venue too. Here we go.
So you can see our nice big group of seniors queuing up to the right. Yeah, right over there. Getting ready to go under the arch.
Look like Rachel's in the first position. Maybe they're going to go alphabetically.
Well, I
Trey?
have them alphabetically by last name. So I'm hoping they start off with Trey Adrian.
And I see the parents organizing at the end, so I hope it's a photo opportunity.
Yes, they usually hand off flowers, and then get a.
There's Matt on the mic.
Senior night. Before we recognize Ashland's class of 2020, we'd like to recognize Holliston's class of 2020. When you hear your name, please come and get a flower from our juniors.
So
Haywood.
they are recognizing Holliston first off before they are doing Ashland. So you can see the Holliston senior approaching. They're handing him a flower. One of our Ashland seniors is announcing for them right now. I can say the list of names for the Hollistons again. They had Grace Young, Ian Hayward, Owen Reed, Megan Gentile, and Fadi Gurgis.
And
All right, now we'd like to recognize
yeah, actually, Lauren, that's Matt. He is one of our juniors.
Rachel Beer.
All right, we have Rachel Beer first, a 4-year team member. Rachel loves swimming 100 back and 200 medley relay. She is a member of National Honor Society and Student Council and a dancer for the past 15 years. She plans to study psychology in college and thanks the team for the last 4 years. Next, we have
There goes Emma Landry that quickly.
Emma Landry, a 4-year team member as a swimmer and diver. Emma enjoys swimming 100 breaststroke. She plans to attend Bob Jones University in the fall.
Julia Gillis.
Julia Gillis has been swimming for the past 9 years. She loves swimming 50 free. She plans to major in early childhood education.
There goes Bridget McSweeney.
Okay. Bridget McSweeney, yearbook editor, student council historian. She lifeguards and teaches for YMCA.
Trey Aiden just went.
Okay, can you read off a little bit?
Oh, sure. And that's Jack Emberley. So Trey, junior team member. We'll get Trey and Jack. And let's catch up with Sam Govan right now. Sam Govan, a 4-year team member. Sam started swimming as early as 3 years old. He mostly swims back and free. Outside the pool, he enjoys hanging out with his friends, music, and sports.
And this is Ryan Kramer, a 4-year team member. Ryan typically swims 100 breaststroke and freestyle. And then we have Jonathan Lee. He typically swims 50 free and 200 free relay, and he plans to study engineering in college.
And this is Philip. Philip, I've got a 3-year team member. Philip has been swimming over 10 years competitively. He typically swims 200 IM, 100 fly, and 100 breast. He's competitive in the pool and loves to get involved and have fun outside the pool.
Oh my gosh, we got one.
Alex Pexy's coming.
Okay, Alex loves swimming back and freestyle and a record holder for AHS. He is a member of National Honor Society and Make-A-Wish Club. He plans to swim and study engineering in college.
Here comes Ben Pepper, 3-year team member. Ben typically swims the 50-yard free and medley relay. He plans to study chemical engineering in college and has high hopes for the future. Older sister Emily graduated last year.
Last but not least, we have Jake Pearson, a 4-year team member. Jake enjoys swimming 100 fly and 200 IM. He is the president of Make-A-Wish Club, member of the National Honor Society, and captain of Ultimate Frisbee team.
And quick shout out for Trey Aiden, 2-year team member. Trey joined the high school team as a junior, multi-sport athlete, plays golf in the fall and baseball in the spring, and he loves to swim freestyle. Plans to study business in college, and we all know Jack Emberley. He also worked for Ashland Cable. His older sister, Katie, is the varsity head coach tonight for the Holliston Medway team. Talking about alumni coming back in the swimming world. Jack is a 3-year team member. Jack's a distance swimmer and record holder for Ashland High School. He's an animal lover, and when not swimming, he loves to be in the kitchen baking. Sounds like some of his mom's great skills because she's a magnificent cook as well. There's a delightful moment with all the families together and buttons made by Indu, and I'm not sure who has the hand signs, but what a great group. And I see our athletic director down there as well engaging in the celebration, and it looks like he's going to hand a banner and make an announcement.
First of all, congratulate the
Athletic Director Stephen Marks.
I want to certainly recognize an outstanding accomplishment that happened last year. Alex Pepsi, come on over here, please.
So he is recognizing Alex Pexi at the moment for an outstanding accomplishment.
This is a state championship banner that's going to go up in our gym forever. Alex was the 2019 state champion in the 100-meter yard backstroke.
And I hope you can all see the state champion for his 100-yard backstroke in 2019.
2019. Well, that's certainly going to get the adrenaline going for leading up to our states this year.
Yeah, definitely. And hopefully we'll be seeing him swim that today.
And now back to our program.
Yeah. So Holliston, it appears, is doing their official kind of walkthrough for each of their seniors as well.
We
You can see
certainly
them.
had enough athletes for an archway. That's a great feeling. Although losing 13 seniors, we do hope that this wonderful broadcast Ashland Cable is willing to do for our community is going to bring in interest in 8th graders.
First up, we have senior Patty Gerson.
Looks like they're going to do some additional hoopla for Holliston. There, good. They're getting their
Yes, which
arching.
these Holliston kids put in their fair share of work and time into the team, so I'm glad they get full appreciation for it.
Okay. So, again, this is their six seniors from the Holliston Medway community.
Captain Owen Reed.
Hugs from coaches, Katie Amberley down there, and I'm not sure the name of the other Holliston Medway coach.
Yeah,
Looks
I
like
haven't
they're
seen
working
them
together.
either.
Here we are in the end of January. Everybody indoor in the warmth of this Keefe Tech pool. And there's no sport like this where you can hang out in t-shirts and watch competitions.
Yeah, true, but you know, then there's the early morning practices where you're scraping the ice off your car to drag yourself
Thank
to this
you.
warm pool. So
Thank you for being here.
Of course, my pleasure. We have a banner that finally came in. We have Michelle's also, so let me know when she's in town.
Okay.
Have you guys over, go to the gym, and we'll do a ceremony for you, okay?
Thank you, lovely. Thank you. Aw. Is Katie giving a plant? Is she giving a plant?
So, I think most of you know this, but some of you may not. I swam for Ann for 3 years. I think she became the assistant coach when I was a sophomore, and she was head coach for 2 years. I graduated in 2015, and this is my first year coaching. And she has been very supportive, whether it's 10 p.m. texts for questions for the next morning, or asking 1,000 questions about TDL. So thank you for being so supportive for me and my team.
Oh, how sweet.
Very, very sweet.
There's Katie Amberley, who had been a swimmer under varsity coach Ann Meisner. Oh, Ann has been an amazing coach. You loved having her as a coach.
oh, she was fantastic. Yeah, no, she really does create quite a relationship with all of her swimmers.
Don't you feel that she wants each and every swimmer or diver to come back and
Oh,
visit and
100%.
be in the community? And
Yes, she truly cares for her swimmers too, and I love the energy that she gets and the excitement before meets that she has. She really puts so much energy and caring into all of the competitions that we have. So I love to see the recognition that Katie just gave her, because you do learn so much from your coaches.
the fact that she has 2 teenage sons now, and Anne earlier shared with me that they had tried to go up and do some skiing, but they really don't have that much time during the winter season, as she's coaching 6 days a week for the Ashland High School swim and dive team, and not to mention she does the Natick women's team in the fall for Natick, where she is from. And not only was she a Natick High School swimmer and captain, but her coach was Brian King, who was our official today.
True, that's funny.
And he not only had been a coach in Natick, but he was a coach finally in Hopkinton for decades, just retired a few years ago. So now we're going to get back pretty quickly to our regular program. And we've got a series, I think 7 more individual events, and that will determine the completion of this evening. Lauren, since my last daughter graduated last year, I don't know what grades as well that the other athletes are in, and we may have made a few mistakes. You being a little better at the names, do you mind once again doing a shout out for some of the juniors like Matt, who we just saw on the microphone down there?
Yeah, sure, why not? So yeah, we have the list of juniors right now. So it is Elena Badaglino, Matthew Ducharme, Alex Gu, Peter Lukashev, Elena Nevruz-Bekova, and Nathan Noel.
Good job. That's the best we've done in pronunciation.
And then the sophomores are Brooke Belanger, Dhruv Chu, Cece Govan, Sophia Craigsman, Joshua Landry, Ellie McSweeney.
Algis Petlin.
Okay, Algis Petlin,
Elsie
Elise Reap.
Allison Schwartz, and Carly Watt. And I'm going to get this event out. So
Yeah, I've got it.
Great,
So
go
for
for it.
100 fly, we have Hannah Alves in lane 1. In lane 3, we have Alex Pexy. And then in lane 5, we have Philip Nokolov.
And shout out for Philip. Let's check out lane 5. Look at him. Look at him. He hasn't even surfaced. You know, he's the athlete that I always go to watch the funnest underwater completion in swimming. Even though, as you can see, Alex, his pullout is incredibly fast, and he gets to the surface.
Yes. And look at the distance he gets with each pull, too.
I'm wondering, Alex, I don't see swim the 100 fly very often. I know he's a backstroker, as we just saw him acknowledged by our athletic director for Ashland High School, Stephen Marks, and normally it's backstroke. So to see him go for it in this fly event, and look at Phillips going in for a strong second, I think. Look at that, 51, 52, 53. This is some very, very fast butterfly. 55.
Ooh,
What do you
very
think?
close finish. I think that was a second for Holliston, but I think we got the first and the third.
Third. And then our female swimmer here in lane 1.
Coming in with fourth.
Nice job in the 100 fly. We've got Hannah. Go ahead and score, and I'm going to grab for the next event. We've got the 100 freestyle coming up with Sophia Craigsman in lane 1. Lane 3, we have Jake Pearson in the 100 free. And lane 5, we have Jack Emberley. There will be 3 heats of the 100 freestyle. First heat is for varsity scoring points. So let's wish Sophia, and that's who we didn't have a chance to mention. As they do their warm down lap, let's quickly talk about these freshmen here. We've got Hannah Alves, Sam Beer, Kira Joshi, Kaiser Joshi, Mahalis Kotovas, Siraj Padmanabhan, whose older brother graduated last year, Abby Pexy, Matt Shui, Daniel Zayak, and Joshua Zayak. And here we've got Hannah, who is doing a lot of the varsity heat swims in our dual meet.
Yep, and this is the 100 freestyle. So we have Sophia Craigsman in lane 1, Jake Pearson in lane 3.
Oh, and yeah, Sophia's
and
a
then
sophomore.
Jack Emberley in lane 5.
I'll try and get a stopwatch on Sophia if you want to catch Jake or Jack. Now, Jake Pearson is the one who qualified for sectionals, a senior, qualified for sectionals in states in the 100 fly earlier this season. And he looks fantastic in the 100 free. Got some competition from Jack there. But very, very quick turn. Nice flip turn. Looks great. .51, 52. It's very fast swimming.
Coming in with a 54.
Great
And
job.
we have 57.
Jake
for
and Jack, first and second. And Holliston just touching us out. Nice swim for Sophia, though.
Coming in with
105. That was a fast heat. That was a fast 100 free heat. Heat 2, we're going to have lane 1, Elena. Lane 2, we're going to have Josh Sayak. And lane 3, we're going to have Matt. And again, there's a 4x100 free relay. The 4x100 free relay will be in Tri-Valley Leagues. So this is for placement. The 100 free splits really matter. And there'll be more than one relay at TVLs. And so it'll be great to see 4 athletes that we don't always see in the varsity heat.
It appears we have somebody missing in lane 4 for Holliston right now. So we'll see if somebody does. Yeah, there he goes. Appears he was missing some goggles.
Well, I imagine these kids are a little exhausted on a long Monday, school day, all day.
You have no idea what event he
next
just
week.
came out of, yeah.
That too.
Oh, it's very nice the officials are waiting for him, though.
Yeah.
In a big meet, that would not be happening, but thankfully in these dual meets, they will take the time.
I'm guessing he's a senior. He might have gotten caught up in the senior activities. So for these 4 lengths of the pool freestyle, there's 3 flip turns that really have to be well managed. There's also pace, because 4 lengths isn't like this 50 free where you're sprinting the whole time. It does take endurance. We've got some nice swims going on for Josh and Matt and Elena. Elena right here keeping a clip up with the boys. Her stroke in lane 1, very, very smooth.
Yes, very long arms.
So this is a very fast pace for a second heat. 57, in at a 57, in at a 58. He broke a minute as well. And she's going to be right around 106. 106. Excellent. Our final heat, we're going to have senior Bridget McSweeney in lane 1, Julia Gillis, and shout out from Michelle. Michelle says hello. Julia Gillis in lane 3, and lane 5, Elise.
A sophomore.
So yeah, there's no meets left where anyone can be late to the block.
Yes.
Tri-Valley Leagues and sectionals and states are very serious. And here we go. Nice dolphins for Bridget there. And look at the girls. They all look like they're in stride with one another. I wonder if they train in the same lane. Speaking of training, Ashland High School Swim and Dive is pretty famous for their morning practices. Do you have fond memories of mornings here at Keith?
You could call it that, fond, yes. You definitely see the best and the worst of everyone.
I think we got a little extra time when our superintendent revolved the schedules a little bit, so high school starts a little bit later. So instead of starting at 5:30, I think they start at 6, 3 to 4 times a week. So imagine how they feel being in an evening swim meet when they're normally doing morning swim practices.
Yeah, really, it's quite the sleep schedule that you have to adapt. Naps are precious, I remember that. And we'd have to go straight from practice, and some people would even shower at the high school.
Look at that, Bridget, sprinting to the end, just ahead of Julia. Oh, there we go.
Coming in
nice
right
times.
around 105, 106, and then 108.
Great job. Good heat. Okay, our next event is a relay, and there'll be 2 heats of the relay. Our seniors are scattered in the relays. They're not all in the same one for this event. Nope. Doesn't look right.
We have the 500 freestyle right now. before
Sorry.
the relays.
Sorry.
Right at the top, yeah.
Boy, they would be really happy to just move past the 500 free, I bet.
Yes.
No, maybe Ben and Philip and Abby want us to, well, it's Abby's signature event. She has the record. We've got Philip Nikolov and we've got Ben Pepper.
Yes, I have to say, I've always had a lot of respect for the distance swimmers. It really takes a certain level of mental toughness to be good at this kind of event.
And Philip, with his underwater mechanics, the exhaustion of doing 19 perfect underwater long streamline walls.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes, and it's amazing how much distance you can really catch up under the water.
So explain the event to people about the counters and whatnot for those who didn't hear us at the last cable broadcast.
Yes, so 500 freestyle, each swimmer needs to have a counter, somebody who tells them what lap they're on, and so it only goes by the odd length, so 1, 3, 5, etc. And then on the very last length, so instead of saying 19, they have a big red block to kind of tell you that it is the end of the race, just sprint to the end. And when the first swimmer comes into the wall, before his last 50, usually there's a bell that's rung, so all the other swimmers know that the race is coming to a finish.
The race is going to come to an end.
It's going to end.
Although Ben and Philip and Abby, they're all well-conditioned athletes, so I don't think any of them are going to be dragging. I think they're going to be strong for the whole 20 lengths.
True.
And set a good pace, a pace they can keep.
Yes, it does take experience to really learn how to pace this race.
I don't remember seeing Philip swim it. He usually does the fly, the breaststroke. I've seen Philip do IM. What happens if an athlete doesn't normally do the 500 free is they might start out too fast or start out too slow because they're worried that if they do go out too fast, it's a mistake. If they go out too slow, it's a mistake.
Yeah, some of the most exciting races, too, are when swimmers are neck and neck for a long distance race, and that's when you can really, swimmers kind of realize how fast they can go for the race because they'll end up sprinting the whole thing and be like, wow, I didn't know I had that energy inside of me.
You once had a race against a Norton girl, and she was right behind you, one stroke, the entire 500 free until the last 50.
Oh my gosh, and I remember being told how important the points were for me to win this race and how close this meet was going to be, and yeah, no, I remember that being a stressful finish at the end.
I think we were standing up and shouting. I mean, that's almost 6 minutes of swimming, and just grueling pacing, knowing she was right behind you. And didn't she grab you in the end?
I mean, I want to say that I got her.
All right.
For the sake of the viewers.
Whichever story you want.
Happy ending, please. No.
So round the 200, Abby's like a 218, 217. And going into lap 9, And this type of pace, where she's already broken the school record, she doesn't have to break it again, but she'll be rested and tapered and in a tech suit for sectionals and states. So that's really probably when we're going to see her do her best time. But even a 2:18 is amazing pace, 2:17, 2:18.
Yeah.
Right now, Abby and Philip are halfway, 10 lengths of the pool down. So part of the exhaustion, especially halfway through the race, is not staying under the water after the flip turn. It's coming up sooner because you can't even hold your breath. You're so tired.
Yes. Yeah, very true. Some stuff that can happen that's super unfortunate during a race is your goggles and your cap can fall off. And you are allowed to fix your goggles during a race, but you're not allowed, if they fall down to the bottom of the pool, you're not allowed to touch the bottom of the pool and grab them. And then sometimes people will get cramps, or just, their arms are really hurting them. I hate to say it, I don't know what's happening in lane 2, but he might have a leg cramp.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes, because look they're all really, really, really supporting him. And
Yeah, he's definitely fighting.
it is possible for your body to cramp up like that. I mean, I've had cramps where I've truly had to get out of the water. And sometimes it's training and sometimes it's just severe dehydration.
Yes.
And as we've mentioned, it's such a warm environment. You don't expect to be spending 3 hours in such a warm environment in the end of the winter.
Yeah, plus all the races, if you do have, tough races before that you're really stressed out about, that can trigger cramps as well.
Well, I think, Coach Ann, most of the athletes that are swimming all 4 strokes that would potentially qualify to swim at 200 IM, she also supports them and encourages them to swim the 5 and free at least once during the season.
Yes.
But if there are younger swimmers that love being in the ocean or a lake and love distance, this is their event. This is the event where they're confident.
So it appears a lot of people are on their 17th length. So that means they just have, that's the last 50 mark.
There's the bell. There's Philip's flip turn. Abby not too far behind.
Yep, she's also on her last 50.
Looking fantastic there. Also, let's talk about what a bummer it is not to have someone near you in this race. It can be very boring and isolating for 6 minutes or so, saying, who can perk me up? Who can keep my pace going?
Yeah, sometimes, especially if you're going for a time or you're really fighting to make a cut, it's very hard to gauge where you are.
Unless someone is neck and neck
What's
with
the
you.
time? Coming
We're
in
at 5:50.
5:49-ish.
And Abby 5:56, 5:55. Although her record time was 20 seconds faster. So that's the momentum that goes into breaking a record, as well as we say ahead, we expect her to enjoy this event even more when she's rested and tapered. And we've got Ben on his last 50, Ben Pepper. And the gentleman swimming breaststroke can legally do that. He can swim breaststroke, backstroke, freestyle, side stroke. He can swim any movement without touching the bottom of the pool or the lane line.
Yep.
And I don't know how long he can pause at the wall. I think it's like 5 seconds.
The minute, so I think he did just touch the bottom. So that means that he's out. He's done.
Okay, there's Ben. And I'm sorry I cleared my watch, but you can hear the audience cheer for him. That is a long event. Good job, Ben. And look, he's asking the timer what his time is. Oh, by the way, shout out to the timers. Shout out to the stat keepers that are all volunteers.
Yes.
Parents volunteer for those positions. And it's how the meets get run without the volunteers.
100%. Could not do it without you guys.
So that's been almost 10 minutes since I said we were heading into the 200 free relay, and I was only 10 minutes wrong. But very soon we will be. And this is a really fun relay because everybody gets to swim a 50 free. There's 2 heats of that. It's a fast relay. And again tonight it'll be co-ed. A co-ed relay is at least 1 female on the relay. Okay, 200 free relay. Lane 1, we have Matt, we have Ryan Kramer, a senior, Hannah, Josh. Lane 3, we have Alex Gu, Peter Lukashev, Abby Pexy, and senior Alex Pexy. And in lane 5, we have Jack Emberley, a senior, Trey Aiden, a senior, Sophia, and Kazar. And each athlete will go 2 lengths of the pool freestyle, and then we'll have a second heat. So, Alex, whew, looks really fast. I don't have the stats about who's made sectionals in states, but I know Alex has in the past in the 50 free, and I'm sure he looks that sharp tonight. There goes, could that be, that's not Peter. They must have gone out of order because Peter just swam the 500 free. I think that's Alex.
No, I see Alex behind the lane, so I think it is Peter.
Jeez.
And then, yeah, Alex Gu just got out of the water.
Oh my gosh, yes. It is Philip. No, it's Peter. I'm sorry, Peter. Okay. So Abby just swam the 500 free.
Yes.
Now she's swimming 2 lengths of freestyle.
Oh, yeah, no, it's just adding in a warm down. What's 2 more?
Shows an amazing level of fitness.
Seriously, yeah. And, you know, she's swimming with guys, too. You know? She's not allowed to hold back in any way.
Great job, Abby. Shout out there. And then her brother, a senior, Alex, is finishing off the relay with a huge, beautiful glide and a very fast 50 freestyler next to him. Look at the wake. Look at the break in the water that this boy next to him is doing. Wow, Alex.
Ooh, so...
Oh my goodness.
Keeping a good lead.
Oh my
Next
goodness.
to this Holliston swimmer. Great finish.
Wow, great effort on the part of Holliston Medway. There we have our
Coming in
final
third.
relay, 50. Lauren, you're doing an amazing job keeping score. If anyone could see all the numbers all over here.
Just trying my best. I still don't know what the diving is, though, unfortunately. So.
Also, in relays, you get false starts sometimes. That's the most common thing where
True.
the relay would be disqualified if they leave early. I didn't see any false starts, though. So here we have the second heat. We have Jonathan Lee in lane 1, Carly Watt, Elena, and Nat. Jonathan's a senior. Lane 3, we have Drew, Daniel, Allison, and Elena. And lane 5, we have Rachel Bear, a senior, Rachel Beer. Sam Beer, brother-sister relay, and Emma Landry and Josh Landry, another brother-sister.
Yeah.
And Coach Ann is known for doing some cheeky things like that, where she intentionally puts both sibs on a relay.
Yeah.
This is a good example of it. In lane 5, as I said, Rachel Beer, Sam Beer, Emma Landry, Josh Landry.
Yeah.
And Drew's gone out real fast here. Jonathan looks good too. You know, one of the common things is the head position. With some of the swimmers who do more training more consistently year-round, you see a lower head position. And sustaining that elevates your legs in the water. So you have a stronger kick, a higher body. Your lower head also means you have to make a careful breath, a careful, quick breath. But with these higher head positions, you get tired more quickly.
Yes, it creates more drag. With the hips and also in your face right on front.
So a subtle difference, but as some of the swimmers on the Ashland team see this and can really see themselves, kind of think about that. All that movement of the head jostling their body really does take away from that straight, streamlined position. You know, and actually very nice form there in lane 3.
Yes. Another tricky thing about relays is the start of a relay. It's slightly more technical than a regular dive because if your feet leave the block slightly before the other person finishes, you are disqualified. So you really have to work hard on getting that technique of the dive down and the timing of exactly when the swimmer is coming into the wall when you can start your dive.
Because what you're saying also is, unlike the individual swimmers who cannot have any movement on the block at the start, you have to be 100% still. In a relay, there's movement on the block. You can move and sway and glide and swing your arms with momentum. You just can't let your toe leave the block until the swimmer has finished the length.
Yeah, and it's something where even the most seasoned swimmers will mess up on it. You know, it happens in the Olympics. It's a very common thing to mess up on.
Lauren, one of my favorite races to watch, and you were quite good at this.
The 100 backstroke.
Michelle loves this. Abby's great at this too. But tonight we have Ellie McSweeney, the younger of the sisters. We have Alex Pexey in lane 3, who's the record holder, and we just saw the presentation. He won states last year in this event. Hopefully he'll win states again this year in that event. And we have Alex Gu, who we just saw him do the sprint freestyle, and he's also quite accomplished in backstroke. And there we go. Beautiful start for Alex.
Yeah, you can see why he's so good at this and how he's placed so well over the years, especially because his underwaters. Yeah, it's amazing how far he gets.
So smooth, straight, a head position that's very solid, and his head is considered pretty far back. So there's really no resistance there. He's not making his legs sink. He's staying very high on the water. Great catch. Rotation of the shoulder to get a deeper catch with his arm.
Yes, and those long arms really do help.
And long arms is sort of a thing we say. It doesn't mean you necessarily have long arms. It means you know how to extend them into a streamlined position in your fingertips. Your arm looks longer than it actually is. And yeah, he's coming in looking very relaxed with a 58, as if that was no effort at all. At lane 101 there. Nice swimming for Alex. And let's see where Ellie comes in. 109, 110, 111. Good pace there. Excellent. We have a heat 2 in the 100 back. And Lauren's quickly glancing at the order of finish to do the math here still. We've got heat 2. We've got Sam Beer in lane 1. We've got Brooke in lane 3. And we have Rachel Beer. Oh, again. Brother, sister against each other, and not against. They're all for Ashland, but in lane 1 and 5, just trying to do their best times tonight. Got the watch there going. We only have 2 more events this evening. After this 100 backstroke, we'll have the 100 breast and the 400 free relay to culminate our evening. We'll have 2 heats of the breaststroke. So we've got Sam, Brooke, and Rachel. And as we mentioned, Sam and Rachel are brother-sister who have been training at Suburban. Oh, looks like Sam maybe wants it a little bit more. Just beat her into the wall. Let's see who comes out. She glided longer. And right in the middle, we've got Brooke looking fantastic. They're all swimming at a good pace, too. I think we've got some training buddies. Boy, Rachel and her brother are extremely close. Now, I think he's just a tiny, tiny bit ahead. Wow, real close finish. Maybe all 114s.
Yeah, probably all within a second.
Good job there. $100 breaststroke coming up, 4 lengths of the pool breaststroke. We have senior Ryan Kramer in lane 5, lane 3 Algis Petton, and then Sophia Kriegsman in lane 1 for the 4 lengths of the pool breaststroke. Sophia and Algis are sophomores. Ryan is a graduating senior. Not the same neck and neck feeling as we've had in some of our senior nights.
Yes.
But almost everyone is too cordial. It's everyone's friends. It's like one big family meet.
Yeah, true. It happens when one of our swimmers is coaching.
When the coach is an alum, when
Yeah.
we care so much about the Holliston Medway community.
Yeah, the community is very close.
So, Lauren, I've been thinking about what you mentioned when we did the broadcast for the first meet for the season here about the underwater pull-out for breaststroke. I've actually tried it since you mentioned it, separating the dolphin from the pull, and I can't do it. I learned to do it together. So can you give me an example right now when you see these 2 gentlemen come off the wall, if you're looking at lane 3, where he does it? Oh, and he did them simultaneously, I think.
Yeah, I think they both did. It's something that's used more often in the Olympics. My coach in college kind of recommended that we do it because it kind of like spreads out that little boost.
I could see the advantage because you're keeping the speed and momentum underwater by 2 different movements if you're very careful with it.
Yes, it's something that I have to think about definitely because it's so natural to kind of like do it together. You're just trained that way, and it's that kind of burst that both your legs and your arms connect.
That was a good fast clip, just finishing around 112s. Algis and Ryan looked like they were really competing with one another. And then Sophia, good job. And as I said, with the 100 breast, we have a second heat, which is great. Depth of breaststrokers. We have in lane 1, Elena. In lane 3, we have Suraj, and shout out to Suraj's amazing mom who does the programs for our swim meets, Indu. Thanks to her. And then lane 5, Emma Landry, we're recognizing as a senior, and we saw her dive earlier. Imagine how tired she must be. Oh, 6 dives, 3 4 swim events, no problem, full day of school. She got a good dive, too. So, Lauren, I didn't hear them announce the diving scores.
No, last time I got them, I ran down and grabbed them and asked somebody at the booth, but I didn't have time to do it this time.
So they'll probably, with the culmination of the meet, they'll announce the diving scores, and then they'll announce the final score for the meet.
Yes, usually they do the diving earlier, but I guess I must have missed it, or it was,
Or maybe they didn't have a chance.
yeah, they didn't have a chance during the senior recognition.
So Elena looks nice. Siraj is leading the heat. Good wall. Teammate Ben Pepper cheering him on. Oh, look at, he's picking up on the fourth length. We like to see that in our freshmen, the spunk that hangs in there. He's only a freshman. A lot to look forward to in watching him swim over the next few years.
Mm-hmm.
Look at him. Nice time. 120. Excellent. And right nearby, two other breaststrokers from Ashland. Elena and Emma both look good. Low 120s. Last event of the night's coming up. 400 freestyle relay. Each relay swimmer does 4 lengths of the pool. This is a 16-length relay. And lane 1, we've got Cece Govan going first. Lane 3, we have Alex Gu going first. And in lane 5, we have Kazar Joshi.
Kaiser Joshi.
Oh, Kaiser. And I see his sister is also in that relay. But we'll start with the first swimmer because there's 4 lengths of the pool for the next swimmer. This is where I like to see the troops rallied, the spirit build.
Yeah, this is the time where it's the end of the meet and you're either swimming or you're cheering.
All right, Cece looks great. Alex is back, sprint free, and Kaiser Joshi. He's got a good free too. Cece's got some competition from Holliston Medway. A swimmer right next to her. I think she's gonna keep the lead there. Nice wall. Not a very long underwater, but a quick flip. Oh, that girl's giving Cece a little competition. Really coming off the wall, fighting a little bit there. Okay, second swimmer, Philip Nikolov off the wall. We don't expect him to surface for about 15 yards.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And there went Kira Joshi. And there went Matt Ducharme. You're required it's a little stressful to get out of the pool before the athlete that dove in above you finishes the 50.
Yes, it's true. Sometimes you're exhausted and it can be a struggle to get all that energy to lift yourself up. And,
So,
you get a little under pressure when the other person's coming in.
yeah, so racing 4 lengths to the pool and then hurry, climb on out.
Yeah.
Nice job, Philip. He's coming into the wall, and we've got Hannah Alves going next. Nice. Very nice dive. And we've got Matt coming into the wall, lane 1, and Matt Shuey going right there. And we've got Josh in lane 5. And Josh looks like he's got an eye on Matt. And that's good. That'll keep him paced. And there goes Hannah, doing a nice job. Jake Pearson will be the final swimmer, senior, on the lane 3 varsity relay and lead right now. She touched the wall. Jake goes in with a very deep dive. But great momentum. Look at his splash, his kick. And we've got just off the block, we've got Brooke just went, and we've got Jack Emberley in lane 5. What everyone's always known about Jack Emberley is he always wanted to swim the mile, but there's no mile in high school swimming. But it was always his best event as an age group swimmer. Yeah, so Jack almost looks like he's swimming as fast as he did at the beginning of the meet, really still carrying a lot of energy. Because he swam the 200 free and a couple events there. There we've got the finish for Jake Pearson. Nice job.
It was under 4 minutes.
And Jack just right there.
Around a 4:06.
First and second. And it looks like we're going to touch in at third with Brooke. Right there at the wall. Nice job. Nice show. Congratulations, Ashlyn. Wow. And our good friends at Holliston Medway for making such a wonderful evening for us all. So sometimes they've got these things up real quick, so I want to take a second and thank you, Lauren, for coming home from visiting Montreal, driving home today to be here with me.
I mean, I gotta be home.
And goodness gracious, thanks to our producer, Allison Rose, here at Ashland Cable, for letting us be here tonight. And thank you to the Ashland High School Swim and Dive community, and of course, these fantastic coach Ann Meisner, varsity coach, assistant coach Amanda, and our varsity diving coach Erin Keaveney, who did outstanding performances tonight. All their athletes look super happy and engaged, and what a great community this is, and I'm so happy to be back here in this wonderful place. So as we look to hear the score, again, Lauren, thanks for being here, and maybe we'll be around next year.
Yeah. Hope so. Yeah, definitely congratulations to the seniors as well. It's been a wonderful season for them.
Oh yeah, now that's going to be sentimental. I am going to miss this. Some great group of seniors, and the team is surely going to miss them, and we hope they'll all come back and cheer.
Yeah.
As you said, Thanksgiving and Christmas. And
All right, I got 81 for Holliston and 97 for Ashland.
Holliston Medway, 81.
Holliston Medway,
all right.
yes.
Okay,
So congratulations.
And good night, everybody.
Yes, good night.